I moved the fence line! And it turned my entire neighborhood against me!
You ever make one small decision thinking it's no big deal, and then suddenly your entire neighborhood turns into a full-blown war zone? Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. And trust me, by the end of this story, you're going to be like, bro, there's no way this actually happened. So this all started about 3 months ago. I had just moved into this quiet suburban neighborhood, you know the type. Perfectly trimmed lawns, identical mailboxes, people waving like everything's straight out of a movie. At first, I thought, man, I hit the jackpot. But then I met my neighbor. Now look, I'm not the kind of guy who judges people fast, but from day one, something felt off about this dude. Let's call him Greg. Greg was the kind of guy who'd measure his grass. I'm not even joking. I saw him out there one morning with a literal measuring tape, checking the height of his lawn. I should have known right there this wasn't going to be normal. Anyway, behind our houses, we had this shared fence line. Old wooden fence, kind of leaning, definitely needed some fixing. But here's the thing. The property line wasn't super clear. Like, it looked like the fence was slightly off. And I didn't think much of it at first until one day I got a survey done. Yeah, big mistake. The survey guy comes out, does his thing, puts down markers, and then he tells me, hey man, your property actually extends about 3 feet past this fence. 3 whole feet. Now, if you live in the US, you already know. 3 feet? That's not nothing. That's space. That's value. This is mine. So I'm standing there thinking, hold up, you're telling me part of what Greg thinks is his backyard is actually mine? And I'll be honest, I hesitated. I really did. Because I knew the second I touched that fence, things were gonna get messy. But at the same time, it's my property, right? Like, I paid for this. So after thinking about it for a couple days, I decided I'm gonna fix the fence, move it to the actual property line. Clean, legal, no drama. Or at least that's what I thought. So the next weekend, I got to work. Tore down the old fence, started setting up new posts exactly where the survey markers were. Everything was going smooth until Greg came outside. And the moment he saw what I was doing, man, I swear I've never seen someone go from 0 to 100 that fast. He comes storming over like, what the hell do you think you're doing? I tried to stay calm, you know? I'm like, hey man, I got a survey done. This is actually my property line. Big mistake saying that. Because this dude laughs. Not like a normal laugh. Nah, that you messed up kind of laugh. He goes, oh, you one of those neighbors now? At this point, I'm already feeling the tension rising, but I'm still trying to keep it respectful. I even showed him the survey papers, but he didn't even look at them. He just goes, that fence has been there for 15 years. That's my yard. Now I'm thinking, here we go. Because legally, that doesn't matter. But emotionally, oh, it mattered to him. A lot. And that's when things started getting weird. Real weird. The next morning, I come outside, and all my fence posts pulled out. Just gone. Lying on the ground like someone went full Hulk mode overnight. I'm standing there like, nah, no way. But deep down, I already knew who did it. So I walk over to Greg's side, and I see him just chilling, drinking coffee, acting like nothing happened. I'm like, you serious right now? And he just shrugs, says, maybe you put him in the wrong place. Yeah, at that point, I knew this wasn't going to be a simple fix. This was turning into a full-on neighbor war. And honestly, I still tried to keep things civil. I told him straight up, look, man, I don't want problems. Let's just handle this the right way. And for a second, I thought he might actually agree. But then he hits me with this. If you touch that land again, you're going to regret it. Yeah, he really said that. And I ain't gonna lie, that sat with me. Because now it wasn't just about a fence anymore. It felt personal. But here's where I probably messed up. Instead of backing off, I doubled down. I called a contractor, scheduled a proper fence install, permits, everything. I thought if I do everything by the book, he can't do anything, right? Wrong. Because what happened next, man, it turned my backyard into something I still can't believe. But before I tell you that part, real quick, if you're enjoying this story so far, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next, because it only gets crazier from here. All right, so that night, I barely slept. Greg's words kept replaying in my head. You're gonna wish you never moved here. Now look, I've dealt with difficult people before, but something about the way he said it, yeah, it didn't feel like just talk. It felt like a warning. And I should have taken it more seriously, because the next morning, I walked into my backyard and I just froze, like full stop, like my brain couldn't even process what I was seeing. The entire back section of my yard, destroyed. Plants ripped out, garden beds flipped, tools scattered everywhere. But that wasn't even the worst part. The fence line, the exact area where I was planning to build, completely wrecked. It looked like someone had gone out there in the middle of the night and just went full savage mode. And right then, I knew this wasn't random. This wasn't kids messing around. This was targeted. This was Greg. Now at this point, I'm not even angry yet. I'm just stunned. Like, did this dude really do this? So I pull out my phone, start recording everything because I already know this is going to turn into something bigger. Then I notice something. Footprints, clear as day, leading from my yard straight to Greg's side. And I'm thinking, oh, you messed up now. So I walk over to his fence, and guess what I see? One of my tools sitting right there in his yard. Yeah, game over. Now I'm heated. I knock on his door hard. He opens up, acting all casual again, like nothing happened. And I just hold up my phone and say, you want to explain this? He looks at it, smirks, and goes, maybe you should take better care of your stuff. That's when it hit me. This dude wasn't scared. He thought he could get away with it. So I did the one thing I should have done from the beginning. I called the police. Yeah, because at this point, it's not a neighbor issue anymore. It's vandalism, trespassing, maybe even more. Now, when the officer showed up, Greg's whole attitude changed. Suddenly, he's calm, polite, acting like the nicest guy on the block, talking about, oh, officer, there must be some misunderstanding. Yeah, okay. But here's the thing. I had evidence, photos, videos, footprints, my tools in his yard. And the officers, they weren't buying his act. One of them literally looks at him and goes, sir, you might want to start explaining. And for the first time, I saw it. That little crack in his confidence. That moment where he realized this might not go his way. Now, I wish I could say that's where it ended. That he apologized, we fixed things, moved on. Nah, not even close. Because instead, this dude doubled down. A few days later, I get a letter. Not just any letter, a legal notice. Yeah, Greg hired a lawyer, claiming that the land was his, saying the fence had been there so long that it legally belonged to him now. I'm sitting there like, are you serious right now? But here's the twist. He wasn't completely wrong. There's actually something called adverse possession. Basically, if someone uses land for long enough, they can sometimes claim it. And suddenly, this whole thing got way bigger than a fence. Now it's lawyers, paperwork, court, money. And I ain't gonna lie, for a second, I thought about dropping it. Like, is 3 feet really worth all this? But then I looked at my destroyed yard, and I remembered everything he did. And I thought, nah, we're finishing this. So I got my own lawyer, filed everything properly. Survey records, timestamps, photos, the whole package. And then we waited. Weeks went by. Tension in the neighborhood was crazy. People picking sides, whispering, watching every move. It felt like a reality show or something. And Greg? Oh, he was still acting bold, telling people I was the problem, that I was trying to steal his yard. Yeah, imagine that. But then court day finally came. And let me tell you, this was the moment everything changed. Because once all the evidence was laid out, once the timeline was clear, once the judge saw the damage, Greg's whole story started falling apart, piece by piece. Turns out, he couldn't prove continuous legal use, couldn't justify the destruction. And those threats, yeah, those didn't help him either. So in the end, the ruling came down. And it was exactly what I was hoping for. The land, mine. The fence stays where I put it. And Greg? Oh, it gets better. He was ordered to pay for the damages. Yeah, all of it. My yard, my tools, everything. And just like that, the guy who thought he ran the neighborhood got humbled real quick. Now, you'd think after that, things would calm down. And for the most part, they did. Greg stopped talking to me completely, avoided eye contact, stayed inside more, typical defeated villain behavior. But every now and then, I catch him looking at that fence, that extra 3 feet, and I can tell it still bothers him. And honestly, I just mind my business now. Fence is up, yard is fixed, peace is back. But if there's one thing I learned from all this, it's this. Never underestimate how far someone will go over something small. Because sometimes it's not about the land, it's about ego. And trust me, that can turn any situation into a complete disaster. So yeah, I moved the fence line,